Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Exciting day today because, as promised, I do have one more brand new team for you guys, which we will get into in just a moment here. But our first match with that team today is going to be against Florian, a random person offline. And so, yeah, there you can see the new team on the left-hand side there. Once again, what I feel is a pretty good mixture of Pokemon that I have never used before and Pokemon that I haven't used in quite some time. So, those Pokemon that I have not used in quite a while here would include the Excadrill, the Hydreigon, and the Comfey. So it has been a while for all of them. But the Pokemon here that I've never used before would include the Araquanid, the Skeledirge, and the Dunsparce. So, pretty interesting, little bit of a higher tier for the most part team that I put together. Obviously not all the way up, but yeah, pretty interesting combination. I feel very much looking forward to testing it out here. Looking at the opponent's team, looks to be pretty cool, pretty interesting, and pretty original looking team. A little bit of a rain strategy on there. What do I want to lead with here? Not a whole lot of time to decide. I think we're gonna go with the Dunsparce right out of the gate here. We'll lead with that. And yeah, we'll see how that works out. All right. So, there he is, and it looks like he is going to go ahead and lead with the Gengar, as we led with the Dunsparce, appropriately named, of course. So, this is not too bad of a matchup for us right out of the gate here. I kind of want to just go ahead and throw the Stealth Rock up here. We could just hit this thing as hard as possible, but I think getting the Stealth Rock up will be a little more beneficial. So we're just going to go ahead and do that right away, as this thing actually goes for a taunt, interestingly enough, so scouting us appropriately. So unfortunately, thanks to that taunt, we are not going to be able to use the Stealth Rock. So definitely got us with that one there. Not a great start to the game for us, but now I feel like the best course of action is just to go for an Earthquake, so that's what we're going to do. They probably won't expect this, as they do stay in and go for a Sludge Bomb. Takes us down by almost half. They do get the Poison, which is really unfortunate, but we are able to hit this thing in return with an Earthquake. We're max attack, and it is going to go ahead and knock this thing right down to a Focus Sash, but unfortunately it does survive because of that. Cursed Body is actually going to go ahead and disable our Earthquake too, which is another unfortunate turn of events for us. We do get some HP back with the leftovers, but then we are just going to lose that damage right away to the Poison. So, yeah, not the best of spots for us to be in. We're pretty much going to lose our Dunsparce here without really getting a chance to do much of anything with it. We can just go straight for a Rock Slide here and hope we don't miss. If they stay in, which I feel like might be the best course of action. Since we're poisoned, we're never going to be able to heal off all that damage. So we're just going to go for the Rock Slide here, see what they want to do there. Just going to go for another Sludge Bomb, which is not quite enough to take us out. We do go for the Rock Slide, and we do connect with it, which is nice. So that's going to go ahead and get rid of the Gengar, knocking him down to 5 Pokemon. We are going to get some HP back from the leftovers, but I think it is not going to be enough to survive another round of poison damage. So, indeed it is not, so we do go down there on the Dunsparce to the poison, knocking us down to 5 Pokemon as well. So, it's a double down, so we both get a blind switch in here. Not 100% sure how I want to play this. What do we want to come in with here? Not 100% sure what we want to come in with here. I think we'll go for the Araquanid, actually, see if we can get some form of hazard up here. So they are going to go ahead and come in with the Politoed, which is actually not bad, as we come in with the Araquanid. So they're going to get the Drizzle to make it rain, which could obviously be hazardous to us. So yeah, I think what we want to do here is... I think we're just going to go for a Sticky Web. So we'll just do that here, as they do go for a Perish Song. So that's going to go ahead and, interestingly enough, make us both faint in 3 turns. I wonder if they have a way to trap us in here as well. So we're going to go ahead and get the Sticky Web hazard up, which is good, because that is going to, of course, cut the speed of all their incoming Pokemon. So we want to just hard switch out here, because we can't really hit this thing very well. But additionally, we're under Perish Song right now, and we really don't want to be. So I think what we want to do here, it does suck because we do have quite a few prominent water weaknesses on our team. But I think what we want to do here is just come in with Hydreigon, so that's what we're going to do. They actually go for the switch as well, interestingly enough. What are they going to come in with? It is going to be the Ukadoogie. So that thing comes in, which is kind of okay. It does get caught in the Sticky Web to cut its speed, which is nice. And we are going to go for a switch of our own here. And we are going to switch into the Hydreigon. So I'm not the greatest thing in the world for us, because I'm pretty sure this thing can live a hit from us. We are Choice Scarf, so we know we outspeed it. But unfortunately, I think this thing could live any hit we go for and then just kill us back in return. So I kind of want to just switch out straight away into the Skeledirge, as Skeledirge probably isn't going to get a chance to do much of anything against most of the Pokemon on this team here. Alternatively, we could just hit this thing as hard as possible, but I don't really want to just lose Hydreigon like that, so we'll go ahead and just switch to Skeledirge. We do resist both this thing's stab moves, although it does get coverage for us, but we're going to just make that play here to try and avoid getting one-shot revenge killed. So we come in with Skeledirge, as they actually double switch as well, interestingly enough, and they are going to go ahead and come in with, that is going to be the Blissey. So that is pretty much worst case scenario for us. Sticky Web going to cut this thing's speed, but unfortunately, as we all know, Blissey is a super prominent special wall, so there's probably not a lot we can do to it with Skeledirge, even if we do rack up boosts with our strategy. So we have a couple of options here. We could go into Excadrill. Alternatively, we could go back into the Araquanid. I feel like that's probably our best play against this thing. It's probably just Araquanid again. So we are just going to go into Araquanid here. And yeah, see what they want to do to us. So there it is, as he is going to go for a Thunder Wave, which kind of sucks. That is going to go ahead and paralyze the Araquanid, so that might come back to hurt us in the future here. So in this situation, I feel like we can just go for a Liquidation. I know they do probably have that water immunity on deck with the Poliwrath, but I feel like we don't really have a better play, so we're just going to go for Liquidation here, as this thing is going to switch. Could very well be going into the Poliwrath here. Hopefully not. Oh, it's actually going to go to the Ukadoogie, which is kind of fine. So that thing comes in, gets the speed reduction on the Sticky Web, and if we can break through the Paralysis, which we can, we're going to hit a Liquidation that's max attack and rain boosted, water bubble boosted, gets a crit, and actually one-shots the Ukadoogie outright, knocking him down to 4 Pokemon. So that was pretty incredible for us. I don't even know if the crit mattered, to be honest, because this Araquanid is max attack, and the water bubble actually doubles the power of its water moves as well. It is rain boosted, so it hits like a truck even without the crit. So I'm not 100% sure that even mattered, although I would have been interested to see if it did. But definitely we'll take the good fortune as we get rid of the Ukadoogie here. So now he is going to come in with the Poliwrath, and this could be bad. Speed reduction is going to come in thanks to the Sticky Web. And we should probably check how many turns of rain this thing has left. So there is still 3 turns of rain left. So that's obviously bad. Unfortunately, we can't really do much of anything to this thing with Araquanid. So I feel like we probably just have to switch Araquanid out here. But that is going to give this thing a free turn to do whatever it wants, which is obviously devastating. But we don't really have a way around that. So the question is, what do we switch in on this thing? I feel like we probably just go into Skeledirge as fodder, because Skeleturge is, I don't think, doing anything for us this game. Unfortunately, it can't really do anything to most of the Pokemon on their team. So we're going to just switch into Skeleturge basically as fodder to get a clean switch into something else. See what they want to go for here on this Poliwrath. So there is the Skeleturge, and they are going to Belly Drum, which is pretty much worst case scenario. So going to lose 50% of the health to max out the attack stat, and then of course they do have the berry as well to regain some HP. So that's obviously horrible for us. And so yeah, that's obviously horrible for us. So this thing is definitely probably going to be Swift Swim, I would assume. So I guess obviously we can't say for sure, but it's probably a safe bet. So yeah, I don't think there's any way, obviously, we take any attack from this thing, so we're just going to click Alluring Voice here, as this thing is going to go ahead and bust out a Terra as well. So what does this thing terrestrialize into is the question. It is going to be pure water. Okay, so they're just going to go for the max damage output here, which I think is just complete overkill, obviously. So they are going to go for a Waterfall. It is Terra boosted, it is Rain boosted, it is Belly Drum boosted. There's obviously no way we survive this. Although Skeleturge actually does have Unaware, so maybe we could have survived it, although probably not. And even despite the Belly Drum boost, I don't think we survive it. But in any event, that knocks us down to 4 Pokemon. So how do we want to try to combat this thing is the question. There's still one more turn of Rain, which sucks. I feel like our best bet at this point is to go ahead and come in with the Comfy, actually. So the reason being is that we do have Triage on deck, so we get that priority on all healing moves, so we can hit this thing as hard as possible with a Giga Drain. I don't think it'll take it out, but we'll get some valuable chip damage. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We go for the Giga Drain. Not quite enough to take it out, like I said, unfortunately. But we do get massive damage on this thing, as they do go for a Waterfall and cleanly one-shot us, obviously. So the Comfy is going to go down there, and we are going to go down to 3 Pokemon. The Rain is going to stop, though, which is going to be key to any hope that we have to try and fight back here. So the question at this point is, how do we want to play this? Because without the speed boost, we know we outspeed this thing. So the question is, we could go for the safe play here and go into Hydreigon. But I feel like we might have to be a little more risky than that in order to potentially try and make something happen here. So, yeah, you know what, we're going to do it. We're going to go for Excadrill here. So the reason we're going to go for Excadrill here is because we're going to try to set ourselves up. We get Mold Breaker coming into play. How do we want to play this is the question. I feel like we have to just go for Rapid Spin here and hope that it's enough to take this thing out. We are max attack. I don't know if it's enough to take it out, but this was kind of my plan, was to try and Rapid Spin for that speed boost and hope that it's enough. I think we just have to do that. Let's do it. They do switch. Okay, so they're going to go for the switch here, and they're going to switch into Politoed. So that thing is going to come in. It is going to get the speed reduction on the Sticky Web. And so, of course, it has the Drizzle to make it rain, which sucks. We are going to Rapid Spin, so we do get some decent chip on this thing, and we get the speed boost. I feel like, so we're in a dangerous situation here, because I don't think unfortunately we can Terra, but we can't Terra out of our water weakness here. I guess the only thing we can do at this point is hope that, how do we want to do this? I guess we can Terra Ground and hope that an Earthquake takes him out, and then we're going to have to be hoping that with the Rapid Spin speed boost and the Sticky Web speed reduction, that it makes Poliwrath slower than us. We're playing a dangerous game either way here, but I feel like that's all we can do. Yep, let's do it. That's really that's all we got right now, unfortunately. We're playing a dangerous game. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and terrestrialize our Excadrill into a pure ground type, so we get the extra damage output. So that is the case, and we are going to go for that big Earthquake here. We do outspeed the Politoed. Hopefully we take him out here. We're max attack. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is enough to get rid of the Politoed, so that's something. We're going to get rid of that thing and knock him down to, I believe, 3 Pokemon at this point. And so, if they choose to come back in with the Poliwrath, which they probably will, we're just going to have our moment of truth moment. And oh no, do they not do that? Okay, no, they come in with the Zarude instead. Interestingly enough, so the Zarude comes in, takes the speed reduction on the Sticky Web, and so yeah, we're not going to get that moment of truth moment. Okay, so we know we should outspeed this thing, even if unless it's Scarf, then it might outspeed us. But even so, how do we want to play this is the question. This is tough. I don't think we one-shot this thing. I don't think there's any way we one-shot this thing. And then he could very well just revenge kill us. I kind of want to switch Excadrill out here, because they still have the Blissey and the Poliwrath. Yeah, I kind of want to. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's switch, because we don't one-shot this thing. We don't have a boost, so we don't one-shot this thing, that's for sure. It does get fighting moves as well. So we'll go ahead and switch in, but it's going to go for Trailblaze. Going to do quite a bit of damage with a critical hit, actually, unfortunately, and get a speed raise, so that sucks. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. I think the only thing we can really do here, I mean, I guess we could Leech Life, honestly, because it is X4 super effective, and hope that we survive an attack. Yeah, I guess that's what we can do, so that's all we can do. Hopefully we don't get full Parrot in the process. That's a lot of hoping, I know. But yeah, they do go for a Swagger. That's really interesting. Okay, so they're going to raise our attack and confuse us, so that's a very unexpected turn of events. Can we break through Confusion and Para is the question here, though. Oh, they Mirror Herb us. That's really bad. Okay. We really need to break through Confusion and Para right now, or we're in huge trouble. And we do. Yes! Thank you, Araquanid. Okay. That is a huge potential crisis averted there. So we get to go ahead and, despite that Swagger Mirror Herb strategy, technically illegal, I believe, but that's okay. Araquanid comes through for us there and averts a huge potential catastrophe, takes that thing out with a Leech Life, knocks him down to, of course, 2 Pokemon. Poliwrath comes back in. Does get caught in the Sticky Web. This thing is not nearly as threatening now that it is not at that added attack. So it is still going to be faster. So the question is, what kind of coverage does this thing have for us? How many turns of rain are left? I guess that's another good question. We still have 3. So I guess the question is, I guess it's not much of a question. I think we want to play it safe here, and we want to go back to, although we could probably outspeed that thing with a Scarf Hydreigon. I still feel like we'd make the switch, though. I think we make the safe play. Yeah, we're going to make the safe play and switch into Hydreigon here. The reason I want to do that is because I am not confident in breaking through Confusion and Para again. We got lucky once with it. I don't want to do it again. We come in with Hydreigon. Unfortunately, they read that and go for a Drain Punch, which gets them a ton of HP back. But we actually do take it. But that gives them a lot of HP back and actually puts them within the possibility of belly drumming again, which is bad news. The rain is still up, so we get to perhaps find out now if we're faster with the Scarf. So let's Draco and see what happens here. We do outspeed with the Scarf. We hit him with the Draco Meteor and take out the Poliwrath, which is amazing. Knocking him down to just 1 Pokemon. So that definitely worked out for us. It's good to know. I wasn't sure if the Scarf Hydreigon would be enough to outspeed the Poliwrath at -1 speed, but also doubled with the rain. So good to know we did, as now their last Pokemon is the Blissey. So that thing comes in. Speed reduction on the Sticky Web obviously doesn't matter. We're just going to keep firing Dracos at this thing since we're Scarf locked. There's no reason to switch. We do outspeed, obviously, so we hit a Draco. Does basically nothing to this thing as we start to push the edges of the timer. This thing is going to go for a Seismic Toss and mercifully finish us off here. So Hydreigon goes down. We go down to 2 Pokemon, but that is okay. Blissey is going to go ahead and regain some HP with the leftovers. So I think we want to come in here with Yeah, we're gonna. You know what? No, we're gonna try to give Araquanid its time because it did good for us. So we'll come in with Araquanid here, and we're gonna try to spam liquidations on this thing here while the rain is still up. Hopefully we can break through the para, but we'll find out. We'll see what they want to do here. We'll see how hard. Maybe we'll see how hard we can hit this thing with Araquanid in the rain. But yeah. What do they want to do is the question. Okay, so they outspeed us, go Seismic Toss, takes 50 damage off us. We go Liquidation. How much damage are we doing? We are doing enough to go ahead and one-shot the Blissey from near full with the Araquanid. And amazing. And that is game. That is amazing. So we are going to win that one 2-0 against Florian. But that was a great match, actually. Highly competitive, very exciting game there. Very fun game as well. Very impressed with the showing of Araquanid in this one. Absolutely amazing performance by Araquanid here. Definitely carried, although I think a lot of different Pokemon put in work when needed, but definitely very impressed for my first outing with Araquanid here. So, but yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So, that's it, and we'll see you next time.